Good Monday evening, June 17th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The Pioneer Fire on the north shore of Lake Chelan has now grown to more than 3,800 acres, and with it, the evacuation zones have expanded. 2 people were injured after a one-car collision Saturday in which no passengers were wearing seatbelts. Warmer weather with much less wind in our Tuesday forecast, with a warming trend beginning Wednesday and heading right into the weekend. All the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. Authorities have identified the 28-year-old mother found dead in apparent homicide Tuesday night. Cynthia N. Ring was discovered after police were called to conduct a welfare check by Ring's family about 9:26 p.m. Officers found her body in a locked apartment in the 500 block of Eastmont Avenue, where her 4-year-old son was also present and unharmed. East Wenatchee Assistant Police Chief Eric Hampton named Ring on Friday as the victim of homicide, although he did not disclose a cause of death. Earlier this week, police said Ring appeared to have died by violence. Hampton said an unnamed suspect has been identified and is currently sought by police on suspicion of second-degree murder. Ring's child is healthy and now in the care of family members. The Pioneer Fire on the north shore of Lake Chelan has grown to more than 3,800 acres, and with it, the evacuation zones have expanded. Fire managers now say the wildfire is likely to burn well into the summer, and the rugged wildland terrain makes it difficult to control or contain. It's burning from Meadow Creek in the north to Prince Creek in the south, and Level 3 evacuations and trail closures are in effect between Fish Creek and Canoe Creek. A firefighter support base has been established at Lucerne, just across Lake Chelan. The fire's edge remains about 8 miles south of Stehekin at the northernmost point on Lake Chelan. That will be the site of an informational meeting at 5 p.m. Tuesday for Stehekin residents. Pinnacles Prep is looking to add 2 more portables and retain the 2 currently in use as their school population grows. The charter school adds a grade every year and currently has a 30-year lease agreement with the city of Wenatchee to use the site of the old St. Joseph's Church. City documents show Pinnacles plan to build a high school building on the property in 2022-2023, but no bids were received, resulting in the first 2 temporary portables. Now, with unspecified funding constraints, the school says it must retain those portables and add 2 more due to urgent need of classrooms for their incoming 10th grade class for the 2024-25 school year. The documents say if conditions can be met with the city, the current concept is a site-built structure and permanent modular buildings. Engineers have begun stream restoration work on a 1.5-mile section of the upper Wenatchee River, and they're asking the public to keep clear of the work zone for the summer. The Chelan County project is in the Chewaucum area between Plain and Leavenworth off Highway 2. The work is meant to create better fish spawning habitat and improve the connection between the river and its floodplain by adding boulder clusters and engineered log jams in the stream. The work will close access to the river as well as one Riverside Trail through September 12th. Those who recreate on the upper Wenatchee are asked to avoid the area during the work period. When we come back, the city of Wenatchee has a new IT director. We'll tell you who it is coming up. The Cascadia Conservation District is offering an incentive of up to $600 to Chelan County residents who are preparing their home for wildfires. And landowners above Manson have placed their property in the care of the Chelan Douglas Land Trust. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Have you noticed how expensive it is this summer to feed a family at most restaurants? Even a burger basket for 6 people can run you $60. But at Abby's, you can still feed a family of 4 to 6 for less than $26. Real value. That's one more reason we're legendary. We know what Abby's customers like on their pizza. Meat. Lots of meat. That's why this month, we're piling on the classic pepperoni, Canadian bacon, and beef. Abby's Triple Topper has the meat you love, and right now, it's on sale. Order your Triple Topper at abbys.com.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort. Totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Headaches, neck or back pain? Been injured in a car accident, a work injury, or fall? Studies show that whiplash causes pain year after year. Your neck is supposed to be curved and acts like a spring to absorb shock. But when it's damaged, it straightens or reverses, and this causes headaches and pain. The solution is our specialized comprehensive combination care. You need our team of professionals who will address every point of your injury with very specific equipment and skill. Stop by Wenatchee or Leavenworth for a free consultation.
Lifeline Ambulance has partnered with Wenatchee Valley Tech to provide EMT certification training within the high school. This opens up career opportunities in EMS, fire, and other medical fields, and gives these students a leg up when entering the workforce.
Students at Wenatchee Valley Tech, through our partnership with Lifeline Ambulance, can now earn their National Registry EMT certification.
Two people were injured after a one-car collision Saturday in which no passengers were wearing seat belts. The Washington State Patrol says at roughly 1:39 p.m., a 2002 Kia Spectra carrying 4 passengers was traveling southbound on State Route 17 near milepost 57 when it veered right off the roadway and collided with a metal post. Tommy R. Gonzalez, 25 years old, was airlifted to Confluence Health Hospital in Wenatchee, and 21-year-old passenger Gage J. Remington was transported to Good Samaritan Hospital in Moses Lake. The remaining 2 passengers were uninjured and the car was totaled. Charges are still pending for driver Gonzalez, but State Patrol has ruled out drugs and alcohol as influencing factors. Wenatchee City employees have a new fixer to call when their PCs won't boot up. Elizabeth Rossiter is the city's new information technology director. City council members approved her appointment by Mayor Mike Poyer on Thursday. Rossiter formerly served as IT supervisor for the city of Bothell. She replaces Dale Cantrell, who retired as the city's IT director this month after 18 years. The Cascadia Conservation District is offering an incentive up to $600 to Chelan County residents who are preparing their home for wildfires. The Home Hardening Incentive Program offers payment for the completion of one of several approved projects, including window screening, gutter covers, and ember-resistant perimeters. In order to receive payment, you must submit a signed landowner release form, before and after photos of the chosen practice, receipts for materials purchased, and invoices for receipts detailing work performed if a contractor was hired. Projects will be evaluated for the maximum amount based on the average price of materials and equipment. The first round of applicants will be reviewed by Thursday, June 20th, and the next round will be open July 1st, with more information, including a complete list of approved projects, found on the CCD website. Landowners above Manson have placed their property in the care of the Chelan Douglas Land Trust. The conservation nonprofit says the easement covers 221 acres on high-quality habitat land overlooking Wapato Point, about a mile from Wapato Lake. The easement assures that the property will remain largely undeveloped and continue to act as habitat for mule deer, black bear, cougar, and other native species. Coming up next, the former printing press space for the Wenatchee World office building complex on Mission Street is now going to be transformed into 3 retail spaces. More on that in tonight's feature story. Warmer tomorrow and Wednesday with much warmer temperatures expected Thursday into the upcoming weekend. I'll have all those details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Mike Steele, and I've been honored to serve you as our state representative for District 12 for the last 8 years. With experience in several leadership roles in civic organizations, as well as being a lifelong resident, I've championed projects that have made a difference in our community. I plan to continue the progress we've made together.
Re-elect Mike Steele, your voice in Olympia. Together we can achieve more. Visit votemikesteele.com. Paid for by the citizens to elect Mike Steele.
Shoot, I think I left my keys in the kitchen. Can you grab them?
Yep.
Find out?
What's this?
It's a locking bag. It keeps Grandma's medication safe.
But I could just take it.
Well, for one thing, it locks. And if it were gone, I know there's a problem.
Huh. Well played.
Help prevent opioid misuse before it starts. Visit getthefactsrx.com.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family, and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today, and let's find your happy place.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
Welcome to the newest and funnest fashion boutique on Wooden, featuring mountain chic clothing and men's footwear from UGG, Brixton, Sorel, and Free People. Walk on into the Tiffany Blue Building on the second block of Wooden and check it out.
It is nearly impossible to describe what you'll find in Lush Life. It's an eclectic collection of items from around the world. See it for yourself at the corner of Wooden and Emerson.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
The former printing press space of the Wenatchee World office building complex on Mission Street is now going to be transformed into 3 retail spaces. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE's Casey Safford caught up with the property developers to learn the details of the renovation plans.
So tell us a bit about the property. When was it purchased by the owners? How did the idea to reinvent this space come about?
The property was purchased in June 21, and so yeah, roughly 2 years ago, or was it 3 years now? I guess 3 years now. So, the idea came about as I was a broker selling the property, and this is just part of what was envisioned. You know, taking a printing press plant that's in the middle of town and just asking yourself, you know, what could it be? And usually the obvious answer, you know, for downtown stuff has something to do with nightlife, retail, entertainment, food service, you know, that kind of thing. So that was really the direction that was kind of given to the buyer, the ultimate buyer of the property, and you know, he liked it, and so bought it, and you know, kind of invited us to come join him and manage the project for him. So
yeah, we wanted to take and do a remix of retail and the office, and the owner that, you know, purchased the property really liked the idea of us revitalizing what the Woods had done in the past. There's some old photos of what this looked like before. It was pretty industrial. We wanted to keep that industrial look, but still bring in some retail, and it really starting to turn out. So
great. So we see that there's some construction underway behind us here today. Tell us a bit about how the property is going to be changed as far as how many retail spaces there's going to be, and if you have any tenants already lined up.
Yeah, we've got, so this was all just a printing press at the time, and we've basically subdivided it into 3 retail spaces, and each space has its own storefront. We've got a brewery, Pinnacle Brewery, coming in, and they're actually probably about 3 weeks from us being done for them to actually brew. And the rest of the project is roughly about July 15th. We'll be kind of wrapped up with the courtyard, the landscaping, the cafe lighting for people to sit outside, and it'll tie back into the people in the World side of the building being able to have a place to go, have lunch, have meetings. So really starting to come together.
Great. So what has been the most exciting aspect for you throughout this process so far?
I don't know, I would say just for me, it's always kind of doing the deals. You know, we've, you know, worked with the Wenatchee World was an existing tenant in the building. There were several other smaller existing tenants. We've retained a few, and they've put up with us through construction. So, you know, that's a big hurdle to climb, to have someone just building right on top of you while you're trying to run a newspaper. So, them and the other tenants that kind of stuck it out with us, I think just kind of working that side of it with the existing tenants that were here and trying to bring in new tenants just to make it, exciting and new.
And what's been the most exciting aspect for you? Is it the same thing, or do you have something different to add?
No, the whole revitalization of this whole press hall and what the Woods and the World Press had done, and being able to keep them, operating and in the building where they've been for several years, several decades, and pulling some of that, some of the history of this building and keeping the structural integrity of the basically the industrial look. It's really been enjoyable to see one of these buildings come together where we can revitalize it, especially in the downtown core.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Father's Day weekend, especially for you dads, was a great one. Weather, not the greatest. We did have plenty of wind and cooler temperatures over the weekend. And talk about wind, boy, we had it out there once again today. As we take a look at our Stein Hill Sky-Fi Tower camera outside our weather window this afternoon, you can see those trees. They're really moving out there. And we had plenty of wind all day today. And aren't you just sick of this wind? Well, there is good news as we look forward into our forecast. Not only are we really going to warm up as we get into midweek and into the upcoming weekend, we are going to see virtually no wind starting tomorrow. And won't that be nice? But check out these temperatures as we move through the week. Mid to upper 70s tomorrow, lower 80s midweek. And look what happens as we get into Friday and Saturday here in Wenatchee. Lower 90s for high temperatures before we cool back on Sunday and Monday. But boy, Thursday, Friday, Saturday looks like a beautiful 3-day stretch of weather. And we'll talk more about that coming up. 70, our unofficial high temperature today, and that's 8 degrees now below our normal high of 78. Look at that record, and I think that's going to stand for quite some time. It's been our record since 1961, 105 degrees on June 17th. 48 our low this morning, 55 is normal. We weren't that far off from our record low, which was 44. Set in 1981. Sun came up this morning at 5:03, and it sets now straight up at 9 p.m. All right, taking a look at your Tuesday temperatures, things will begin to warm up. Mid-70s for almost all of us tomorrow. 76s all over the map. Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy as well. A little cooler, Eniat and Chelan, mid-70s. 74 up in Omak, and a beautiful day in Leavenworth tomorrow with sunshine and 74 degrees. Tonight we can expect mostly clear skies. Still going to be just a little bit breezy right here in central Washington overnight tonight. Temperatures still cooler than normal too, with our lows right around 50 degrees. And then as we get you into Tuesday, things looking a lot better. Mostly sunny skies, not much wind at all to speak of tomorrow, and that's going to make it a nice day. Just that alone, mid-70s, our high temperature tomorrow afternoon. And then as we get you into midweek Wednesday, it's just going to start warming up. Sunny skies out there. You can see the ridge of high pressure beginning to build, and that's bringing up all of that desert southwest heat as we get into Wednesday with high temperatures around 80 degrees, and that trend will continue as we get into Thursday as the ridge even moves a little bit farther north. Sunny skies and warmer temperatures for Thursday. High temperatures getting above normal then into the mid-80s on Thursday, and even warmer then for Friday into the weekend. Here are our temperatures on Friday. Most of us upper 80s to low 90s, even some mid-90s in southeastern Washington. For Saturday, kicking off our weekend, things look beautiful. Sunny skies, maybe some high clouds moving in the afternoon. You can see the gray. That's very high cloudiness. Going to stay hot on Saturday with highs again in those lower 90s, 110 degrees down in the Phoenix area. And then on Sunday, back to the windy conditions. Low pressure will slide across Canada. High pressure in the Pacific, and that'll bring a few clouds in as well. Partly cloudy and cooler on Sunday. High temperatures in the mid-80s, but remember, lots of wind Sunday afternoon. And then as we get you into the 7 7-day forecast, things not bad. 50 overnight tonight, 76 tomorrow, and then sunny for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Our temperatures will continue to warm up. 91 Friday. It looks like peaking with mostly sunny skies on Saturday and a high of 92. And then some wind, as I mentioned, with partly cloudy skies on Sunday. High temperature then of 84 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
It's Click It RV's lowest price guarantee sale going on now at your neighborhood Click It RV.
Be a winner like me and get to Click It RV.
With 0 down and no payments till October, now is the time to own your dream RV.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro?
Get never before deep discounts on trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes. Plus the best selection, highest trade-in values ever, and a lifetime warranty. Nobody beats the discounts at Click It RV.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
On Frontage Road.
Punch their ticket to the playoffs no matter what happens.
Wenatchee AppleSox baseball is back on the NCWLIFE channel. Tune in Monday, June 24th when the AppleSox take on the Kelowna Falcons. Coverage is brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, and our Gold supporter, the Town Auto Group. AppleSox baseball also brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Club Crow Bar and Grill, the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, and AmeriCorps, your television home for AppleSox baseball, the NCWLIFE channel.
And Carson with his first home run.
I have no idea what I'm doing. That's why we need you. We need people to run cameras so I can get back down on the broadcast and talk about what's going on. We pay $75 per event. If it's sports, if it's a parade, if it's Apple Blossom, if it's the Super Oval, $75. If that sounds like some extra good money for you, we'd love you to be part of our team. All you have to do is email me, sports@ncwlife.com. sports@ncwlife.com. In the meantime, I gotta go figure out this camera.
Well, a good Monday to you. Logan Gilbert was his best version of himself Sunday as the Mariners celebrated Father's Day with a 5-0 shutout of Texas. Gilbert came into Sunday with a 3-4 record as Seattle has struggled providing him run support. Well, the M's gave him all the backing he'd need to complete the 3-game sweep Sunday, including some defensive gems.
This is into right field. Canzone drifting towards the chalk near the crowd, and Dom Canzone reaches over and he makes the catch. Mariners left 2 men on base. Into right field, Garcia chasing after it. It short hops the wall. Mitch Haniger scores from second base, and Luke Raley gets the Mariners on the board. An early 1-0 lead with a stand-up double. Now Julio a chance to extend the lead here. To the backstop, and Rojas easily into third base. This really kicks away, and here comes Rojas home. Kisner's throw, Dunning's tag, safe at home. The Mariners just stole a run. You're right, Mike. I can't ever remember seeing a ball take that funky of a bounce that direction that far.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, Upperman clearly gets in there just before the tag from Dunning.
There's a rare curve from him.
Locklear, a bolt to left field. There it goes, up to Edgar's porch. The second home run, the young career of Tyler Locklear.
Well, he's going to get after a slider. He hits it into Edgar's. His second home run since joining the club.
Gilbert's 1-2. He struck him out. What a day, Logan Gilbert. He has had his foot on the gas pedal since the first pitch. His major league leading 12th quality start is a shutout against the Rangers. Line through the left side for a base hit. Here comes Bliss. He rounds third. Raley into third base. Dom Canzone tacks on for the Mariners. It's 4-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Watch out, man. 94 up and in. Here comes Raley, and he crosses home plate standing. Now the Mariners pick up another run, 5-0.
Mariners looking for a sweep of the Rangers. The Mariners now lead by a score of 5-0.
What was that? Locklear slide tackles it and gets it to first base in plenty of time. He has had a couple of gems over there at first base. Lined left field. Raley comes in. He flattens out and he makes the catch for out number 2. Ground ball to Locklear. Charges at first base, and this one is over. The Mariners shut out the Texas Rangers. They go from 5.5 up to 8.5 up. It is their largest division lead since the end of the 2001 season.
Gilbert says it was a day on the mound. He felt all his pitches were working well.
I felt pretty in control with my pitches, yeah, so I felt like I was getting ahead a lot, so that definitely felt good. The slider was working pretty good, so yeah, I felt like I had what I needed.
Seattle has the day off today before beginning a 3-game series in Cleveland tomorrow against the Guardians. That'll be at 3:40 in the afternoon on Root Sports Northwest. Well, Seattle's lead in the American League West continues to grow and now stands at 8.5 games over Texas and 9 games in front of Houston. Astros beat Detroit Sunday 4-1. San Francisco beat the Angels 13-6. Minnesota swept a doubleheader from Oakland 6-2 and 8-7. The Wenatchee AppleSox completed a 3-game sweep of Kamloops Sunday with a come-from-behind 15-5 win. Trailing 3-2 in the top of the 5th, Wenatchee scored 5 runs, including a grand slam home run by Cannon Peary to take the lead and go on for the 10-run victory. We get more on the weekend sweep with the voice of the AppleSox, Joel Norman.
The AppleSox earned their second series sweep of the season as they defeated the Kamloops Northpaws by a 15-5 score on Sunday afternoon at Norbrock Stadium. It was a pitcher's duel in the series opener on Friday. Evan Canfield had 8 strikeouts and 1 unearned run allowed in 8 innings of a 2-1 win for Wenatchee that day. The next 2 days, the bats broke out. A 13-2 triumph on Saturday, followed by the 15-5 win on Sunday. Cannon Peary was the offensive hero over the weekend with 8 runs driven in, 4 of them on Saturday when he finished a home run away from hitting for the cycle. Then he would get his home run on Sunday, a grand slam as part of a 5-run 5th inning for Wenatchee.
The 1-0 swung on and driven out to deep left field. Peary launches this one over the fence for a grand slam. First home run of the season for Cannon Peary, and he gives Wenatchee the lead. It's 7-3 and a 5-run top of the 5th inning for Wenatchee.
Dub C Fish Sticks in town tonight, 6:35 game time. You can hear it locally on Sunny FM with Joel on the call. In other Father's Day action across the West Coast League, Edmonton topped Victoria in 10 innings 5-4. Corvallis down Port Angeles 4-3. Bellingham clipped Kelowna 2-1. Springfield spoiled Cowlitz 8-6. Walla Walla won, downing Yakima Valley 4-3. Bend picked up a 1-0 win, 10 innings over Portland. Ridgefield topped the Northwest Star Academy 8-3 in non-league play, while Nanaimo down Redmond 11-10. Wenatchee improved to 12-3 with Sunday's win and lead the WCL North Division by 2 games over Edmonton and 3.5 over Bellingham. There are 14 games left in the first half of the West Coast League season, with the winner of the first half earning an automatic playoff spot. Well, Tony the Tiger Timlick won the bump to pass event at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval over the weekend. The Auburn driver finished in front of 2 local racers in the division that requires you to hit the car in front of you before you can pass them. East Wenatchee's Jared Bykowski was second, followed by Malaga's Josh Musgrove. Garrett Evans was the winner once again in the Rockstar Energy B-Mod main event. Quincy's Glenn Knudsen was second, followed by East Wenatchee's Donovan Stevens. Plum Perfect Roadrunner main event checkered flag fell for Wenatchee's Jared Ingram. 2 East Wenatchee racers finished 2-3, and Wallace Baker and R.T. Griner. Wenatchee's Caleb Gill won the B&T Towing Youth Roadrunner main event. 2 Freda racers took second and third in McKenna Lutz and James Harmon. The Matthew Anders picked up another win in the Knudsen General Contracting Bandolero main event. Second was Ritzville's Ryland Geary. Third went to Pasco's Gregory Gargett. Well, they're back at it again this Saturday at WVSO with a North American Big Rigs in town. They'll be joined by the Pro Late Models, Thunder Cars, Roadrunners, and what's being called the Porta Potty 100. Go to WVSO.com for tickets and more information. That's sports news. Have a happy Monday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.